Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Darian, huh? Mr. Inappropriate, mouth-zippered missile head. Darian, you heard what we need? Go check into this Interpol ID number.
Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. I'm going to be very specific. It takes more than 25, so don't, you know what, I'll just be back. I'll be right back. So, right, sorry.
I'm not sure what to think of all this. But the prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet the number is really that of an Interpol agent.
Oh, wait, I know. What if Machito Bai is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That would be a possibility.
A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Why did Latus know an Interpol ID number? I think that Mr. Latus must be a member of Interpol. That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machito Bai. What are you talking about? For our line detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
You had me until that last bit.
Does this not raise a rather straightforward question?
Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Herr Forehead? Huh? Me? Machito Bai pretended he was blind. Do you know why?
How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? No, that's the moment I heard that report. I knew why.
I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else.
What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machito Bai pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? Was it so that he could hang out in Lamiroir's dressing room and pretend that it was fine? It wasn't for himself?
Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness?
Yes! Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. I know exactly why. I'm 100% confident that I know exactly why. 100% confident. Yeah, I do think it was. Which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Herr Forehead. It seems you've thought of something, huh? Why can't I figure these things out on my own? Why do I gotta get him spoon-fed by the guy I'm going up against? Hey, I'm gonna take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. It was because her publicity postcard. Sightseeing musique. Because of that? That makes the most sense to me. I'm just gonna present this.
That is, Lamiroir?
Lamiroir and Machito Bai. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country.
Lamiroir and her pianist, they would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him.
Is Lamiroir the one who's blind, and he's faking, and he's actually leading her, so the fake blind is leading the real blind? That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go.
All times?
Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time?
Well, wasn't it part of their, performance?
I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing.
Oh, really?
Really. It was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamiroir.
What's this? So you mean to say that Lamiroir is... she's...
Yes, Your Honor. Lamiroir is blind.
What? What?
Order! 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 This is crazy! Prosecutor Gavin!
Is it now?
Please shed some sanity on this madness. The perfect woman whom I love can't be blind. She can't have any imperfections, or she's not my perfect love. The defense has made an outrageous claim.
The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead and crazy spiky hair. How does he do that? Yet I see it as not vast in vain. It's not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct.
But that makes no sense.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something?
Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lamiroir herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room.
Apollo, what does this mean for our case?
Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until just now.
Bailiff, bring in Lamiroir.
Her eyes look especially grayed out now. Lamiroir, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. And yet I must.
Please, do not be concerned on my behalf.
Those eyes. She really can't see? Really?
It is true.
How funny it is that a tiny lion, born in the Bourguignon countryside, would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
So you are?
Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. No two of my memories begin in darkness. The red light has no meaning for Lamiroir. I see nothing.
I see.
You may recall me saying something towards the beginning of this trial, Hair Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Ah. Now, Lamiroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here.
I think we're all a little bit lost here, Your Honor.
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would...
She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing.
Very well. Does the defense have anything to add?
I'd like to cross-examine.
But what is there left to ask?
There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system, since we know you're going to always be pressing all of these things all the time anyway. Someday, you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself.
Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness.
Okay, there was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. What bothered him? I'm gonna press everything! Or did he say that I shouldn't do that? Let's say before I go all pressy. Just in case they start whipping points off of me, because I want to press anyway. And see those things if they happen.
I have no memory of the light.
So, you don't know why you went blind?
I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact.
It's foolish to attempt to pry into her past. And I might add, it's a delicate subject.
I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately.
Hey! Why, I take a deep breath and calm down. Don't attack a judge. Don't attack a judge.
What I am now is all that I have. It is enough, I think.
Okay, gotta be careful.
I debut in a world of darkness and sound.
That's a great tagline. That should be your tagline. That's good. Weren't you nervous to hit the stage in your condition?
No, not at all surprisingly. It felt natural, singing in front of everyone.
It's not something just anyone can do.
She has talent, that much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods of music.
Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I thank the gods responsible.
What about your PR motto?
My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this.
Perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery?
No, it was quite the opposite.
The opposite?
According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality.
Global?
Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin to one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has reached so many. What a lovely story!
It sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all.
My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painter are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Yet, one thing quickly led to another. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see.
Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in sound?
That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think. A landscape painter who can't see? That's like a pianist who can't play, huh?
I'm not sure you can compare your father to Lamiroir. It's a little different. It's just him being lazy.
The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latus?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes?
Is he right, Apollo?
Yeah, I was.
Ooh.
He's alive. Mr. Latus, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold. Weakness.
You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latus. Tell me, who is the witness?
Witness is Saren.
When he said can't see, he said that you can't. He didn't say that he couldn't see. He was saying that she can't see. This was told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
What? What did I just say? You'll need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more.
The witness, Siren. We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense.
I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ah! That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness.
I see.
Too bad the defense did not. Well, Herr Forehead, Try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time.
Order! Order!
Recall Lamiroir's earlier testimony.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that.
That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Monsieur Latus witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Ah.
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots, and the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Your Honor.
What is it? What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here?
We have the results back from the investigation.
Investigation?
The Interpol numbers that Monsieur Latus left us.
Oh. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend, your report, please.
I asked Interpol about that number. Well, I'm sure you'll find the answer intriguing.
Quick work is always Darian. Also, I would have to say, it took you 28 minutes. I was watching on the clock, sorry.
Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent?
IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latus.
What?
Our undercover Interpol agent was Monsieur Latus himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation.
So when he wrote those letters,
he was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe them away.
Mr. Latus was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being Lamiroir's manager
was just a cover, most likely.
There's one other important detail I found here.
Well, out with it.
It concerns that 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latus. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched.
So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything.
It's got to tie in somehow, you think?
Yeah, somehow.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help.
No problem at all. No problem at all, Your Honor. Yeah. I'll be heading out.
Hold it!
Hold it. I recognize the voice. Wait.
Lamiroir, is something the matter? My precious, my sweet.
That voice just now.
Darian?
Monsieur Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him?
You aren't saying...
That voice I heard talking to Monsieur Latus. When I heard the gunshots fired, it was him. It was Monsieur Darian.
Is this some kind of a joke? What?
No way. Oh.
The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state. The trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day they get an accusation like that one. Lamiroir fingering Darian Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamiroir heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it.
Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo!
To be continued. We got some more investigation to do, as this case is just taking a pretty huge twist. Finger the guitarist, indeed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned as we continue with Turnabout. Whatever this one is. See you next time. Bye for now.